All right. So let's take a look at skill number 3. Okay. Let me enlarge so that it could be clearer for you, you know. This could be clear. Let me just make this bigger also. So yes, we need to have this in large words, right? Yeah. So directly answered questions. What is this? So this is also a skill that you have to get ready for, which is that sometimes, you know, the examiner, the TOEFL examiner, is going to ask you about questions that have been mentioned, you know, let me say, or about information. He'll ask you a question asking, you know, what in that question about information that is mentioned in the text itself. Okay. So, and the thing is that the information that, you know, the examiner wants you to provide, you know, the question with, or to answer the question, is in the text in some kind of specific order. Okay. So what do we mean exactly by directly answered questions? You can directly answer them simply. That's just what they mean, because the information is in the text, okay? Many questions in the reading comprehension section of the TOEFL test will require answers that are directly stated in the passage. So they're mentioned in the passage, all right? The information that you need to answer the question. This means that you should be able to find the answer to this type of question without having to draw a conclusion. So don't make or draw a conclusion from the information there. No, the information is mentioned in the text, but probably in other, let me say, words. Okay, it could be like a paraphrase of the question. All right, like you know, synonyms. Okay, of the question itself. There, so you will find synonymous words to the question. Okay, yeah. So the common questions of this type are: 1, stated detail questions. So they will ask you about stated detail questions. ها يعني أسئلة بدهم تفاصيل، يعني تفاصيل معينة موجودة طبعا بالنص. all right. Unstated detail questions يعني unstated يعني not mentioned okay in a detailed way، يعني هي موجودة طبعا الجواب بالنص ولكن مش بشكل صريح. unstated okay detailed questions. and pronoun referent questions وأسئلة بتكون حول الضمير. okay. So directly answered questions are questions that have to do with stated detail questions, unstated detail questions, and pronoun referent. Okay, like what does this pronoun refer to? So we're going to focus on this kind, stated detail or detail questions now. Answer stated يعني مذكورة بشكل واضح وصريح. Okay. detail question، وديتيل طبعا تفاصيل دقيقة، شغلات صغيرة يعني بيسألوا عنها. Okay. وموجود الجواب بالنص correctly. A stated detail question asks about one piece of information in the passage. Passage معناها النص، في النص. Rather than the passage as a whole. ما بيسألنا سؤال بشكل عام عن النص. No. بيسألنا عن حيثية معينة. Right? Yeah, that's why we call it detail. لهيك بنسميها detail question. The answers to these questions، الإجابة على أسئلة من هذا النوع are generally given in order in the passage. مثلا السؤال الأول، إذا كان في عندي سؤال عن الديتيل question راح يكون في الفقرة الأولى. السؤال الثاني ممكن يكون بالفقرة الأولى بس بنهاية الفقرة الأولى، يعني بالترتيب. السؤال الأول جوابه يعني بأعلى الفقرة، والسؤال الثاني يعني ضلنا ننزل. That's the idea. This is what it means when they say given in order in the passage. Okay. بشكل إيش؟ in order يعني مرتب في الفقرة. Okay. And the correct answer is often a restatement of what is given in the passage. وبالعادة الجواب على هيك سؤال بكون شيء انذكر بالباسج بالنص، ولكن شو a restatement. Restatement guys يعني إنه يعني الكلام اللي بالسؤال هو نفسه في النص بس مش بنفس الكلمات، كلمات رديفة. Okay, that's what it means. This means طبعا هاي بنشرح شو معنى هذا الكلام. That the correct answer often expresses the same idea. يعني الجواب المطلوب بالعادة بيعبر عن الفكرة اللي موجودة في هذا النص. okay. But the words are not exactly the same. لكن الكلمات مش بالضبط نفس الكلمات. okay. يعني شيء بسد مسدهم، يعني نفس المعنى باختصار شديد. okay. نفس المعنى ولكن ليس نفس الكلام بالضبط أو نفس البناء اللي موجود. okay. yeah. let's make this smaller and move on to the next page, okay? Okay, here we go. هلا تطبيق دغري يعني we're not going to take a lot of time. We're directly going to go to, applying this skill to the text, okay? So we have a passage, as you can see right here. This is the passage. And they don't give you a title. Remember, I told you why they don't give you a title. TOEFL, passages don't have titles. السبب أنا مرة حكيت لكم. Why don't we have titles? ليه ما عندنا عنوان للنصوص؟ هو أكيد في عنوان، بس ليش ما بيحطوه؟ There's a reason. في سبب أنا حكيت لكم شو هو السبب. Do you remember? مين متذكر؟ Who remembers why we don't have a title? Who knows? I told you about this before. Because one of the questions could be, what do you think the title of this passage or essay, could be? عرفتوا ليش؟ Because one of the questions, أحد الأسئلة هون ممكن يكون إيش برأيكم ممكن يكون العنوان مناسب لهذا النص? So what do you think, would probably the best title, for this, let me say, essay, or for this, let me say, passage should be, all right? And they will have A, B, C, D. اللي هو skill number 1. Remember skill number 1, right? That one. Because the title is really like the main idea, really, of the whole, passage or essay, right? Yeah, that's why. Let me admit your classmate here. Okay, so Williamsburg. What is Williamsburg? It's the name of a place, Williamsburg, okay? Williamsburg is a historic city. Where? In Virginia. So this is what? A historic city in Virginia. Situated on a peninsula. موقعها where? On a peninsula. What's a peninsula? Between two rivers. مش ضروري لو ما عرفنا مش مشكلة. ليه؟ لأنه هيها بقول لك شو البeninsula. Between two rivers. جاي موقعها بين نهرين. يعني هي ليست جزيرة. البeninsula شو معناها between two rivers؟ شبه جزيرة. That means, right? The York and the James. The York is a river, two rivers. And the James is another river. It was settled by English colonists, in 1633. So it had, it became like a town where people live in it. That's what it means. In this year, 1633, 26 years after the first permanent English colony. So there was a colony, and 26 years later, a permanent one that's, lasted, even like, till now, it's probably, a famous city. And after 26 years, this, town, okay, or this city was settled like it became into something also stable where people live, a place, a city or a town that, people lived in. 26 years after that, after the first one. Was settled at Jamestown. So the first one was settled where? At a place called Jamestown. In the beginning, the colony, this colony, okay, here, in the beginning, في البداية, the colony at Williamsburg was named Middle Plantation. This was its first name. You know how sometimes cities change names. They go through some kind of, change in the name over history, right? So it was first called Middle Plantation because of its location, right? Where in the middle of the peninsula, the site for Williamsburg had been selected by the colonists. This place, it had been selected by colonists. Colonists are people who colonize a place. Colonize, يستعمرون, مستعمرين المكان. Because why? Why did they choose that place? Yani, why would colonists colonize a place? Because the place itself is really, catchy. A place that is, full of resources, right? So they selected this place. Why? Because the soil drainage was better than at the Jamestown location. So the kind of soil that was there, was of good quality. And there were fewer mosquitoes. This is another reason. People don't like places where there are lots of insects, mostly mosquitoes. Mosquitoes because they sting you, right? They bite you. All right. So I hope you enjoyed learning about this historic city by the name of Williamsburg. Okay, let's answer the detailed questions or the questions here. According to the passage, Williamsburg is located where? Read. On an island? Island means جزيرة, right? In the middle of a river, في منتصف نهر, is that true? Where the York and the James meet, عند ملتقى هالنهرين هدول, James and the York, on a piece of land with rivers on two sides. What did you understand? Huh? So,
On a
yes,
piece
Dr.
of
Ghaib, what do
land.
you want to say?
I think the answer is D.
Good. It is
On
D.
a piece of land with rivers on
True.
two sides.
That is true. 100% true. I agree with you. I would like to go directly here and then go back to question 2, okay? Because I don't want to answer all of these and then go back to all of them together. So the answers to the questions are generally found in order in the passage, okay? That's how we're going to find them later. So you should look for the answer, to the first question near the beginning of the passage, since the first question asks about where Williamsburg is located. You should see that the first sentence in the passage answers the question because what? Where are we? Situated means located, Remember we talked about synonyms. Answer A is an incorrect answer, this one, on an island, because Williamsburg is not located on an island. The passage states that it is situated on a peninsula. This is what the passage says, right? Answer B is incorrect because Williamsburg is between two rivers, not in the middle of a river. Answer C is incorrect because the passage says nothing about whether or not the rivers meet at Williamsburg. They don't say that. So the best answer to this question is answer D, with rivers on two sides is closest in meaning to, between two rivers, okay? Rivers on two sides means, look guys, here it is. Situated on a peninsula between two rivers. So this actually means between two rivers. It means this, where? On a piece of land with rivers on two sides. It's the same as this, okay, in terms of meaning. So as you can see, the answer is really in the first and second line, okay, of the paragraph. Let's see where we're going to find the answer to the second question. The second question says, who would like to read it for me? Read the second question. Yes, Dr. Ghait, would you like to read? Let's have some more hands, guys. Can you also participate? Yes. Dr. Ghait, because I chose you, and then Dr. Khulud will do 3 for us. Yeah, 2 for you, Dr. Ghait, and 3 for Dr. Khulud. Do 2 now.
The passage indicates that Jamestown was settled in 1633, was settled 26 years after Williamsburg.
Yeah, Williamsburg. Williamsburg
was the first permanent English colony in America. Was originally named Middle Plantation.
Plantation. You know what a plantation is? You know, Dr. Ghait, what a plantation is? From the word plant.
Okay.
A plantation is a big field, usually, where cotton is planted or tea is planted. In America, cotton plantations were very famous, during the time, the colonists were there. They brought slaves from Africa and they had plantations, and the African slaves worked on those fields, on those plantations. So fields means plantations where cotton was planted. Okay.
I think the answer is C, was the first permanent English colony in America.
Good job. Because the passage indicates we're talking about Jamestown. Jamestown is another town, not Williamsburg.
Yeah, the first one.
Because yes, etc. It was settled by the English colonists in 1633. We're still talking here about Williamsburg. 26 years after the first permanent English colony. So this was, let me say, settled, this town. It was like established. Settled means established. After another town, town, which was, which existed, which is called Jamestown. And this town existed 26 years before Williamsburg. So we're talking about Jamestown. What is the information that we want about Jamestown? Was settled in 1633? No. Because we're talking about here what? About Williamsburg in 1633.
Yeah.
Okay. Was settled 26 years after Williamsburg? No.
No,
He
it's
said
before.
that Williamsburg was settled 26 years after the first, town, Jamestown. This was before. This existed and was established before Williamsburg. Okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, was the first permanent English colony in America? Yes.
Yes.
Because they actually say right here, after the first permanent English colony in America was settled at Jamestown. So this was the first English colony, and this was one that was established sometime afterwards. And we said that it was like 26 years afterwards, right? Look at this. Jamestown was originally named Middle Plantation.
No, it's
Let's take a look.
Wilsonburg.
Let's look for Middle Plantation. Where is Middle Plantation? This word. Here it
It's
is.
the first
In the
name
beginning,
of
the colony.
Wilsonburg.
Exactly. In the beginning, look, the colony at Williamsburg, not Jamestown, was named Middle Plantation. So this does not refer to Jamestown. It refers to Williamsburg. So this is incorrect. This is the only correct answer here. C. Okay. Remember, this skill is about, specific information, including specific information, right? That is, mentioned in the text. Number 3. Yes, Dr. Khulud, I promised you. Thank you so much, Dr. Ghait. Let's have Dr. Khulud do 3 for us. Yeah.
Yes. The passage states that the name Middle Plantation, A, is more recent name than Williamsburg. B, derived from the location of the colony of the peninsula. C, referred to the middle part of England that was home to the colonialists. D, was given to the new colony because it was located in the middle of the several plantations. I think the best answer is derived from the location of the colony on the peninsulas. Peninsula. B is the answer. Because in the texts, 26 years after the first, yes, it's situated on the peninsula between 2 rivers.
Okay. Yeah. So what is your answer? You finally decided that it is?
B is the answer.
B is the answer. Derived from the location of the colony on the peninsula. Middle Plantation. It is derived like taken from that. Of course, your answer is correct. It's correct. Do you know why? Because let's take a look.
Yes.
Here it is. It is stated here, the answer. Where is it? Middle Plantation. So in the beginning, the colony at Williamsburg was named Middle Plantation. Why? Here it is. Because of its location in the middle of the peninsula. So they actually say it. This is why. That is in the middle area between these 2 rivers that we mentioned earlier. So the passage states that the name Middle Plantation is a more recent name than Williamsburg. That it is a more recent name. Is that true?
No, the oldest. Oldest.
Yeah, Middle Plantation is more recent than this name, derived from the location. Well, I want to tell you something. I think I'm not going to accept B now. What do you guys think? Let's go to the passage. Let's go to the passage. In the beginning, the colony at Williamsburg was named Middle Plantation because of its location in the middle of the peninsula. What do you think? What do you think? The site for Williamsburg had been selected by the colonists because the soil drainage, etc. What do you think is the correct answer? Let's see the explanation here. Okay, sometimes, this could be messed up a little bit, but let's see what the writer says about this. Okay, where is the third question? The answer to the third question will probably be located in the passage after the answer to the second question, okay? Because the third question is about the name Middle Plantation. You should skim through the passage to find the part that discusses this topic. We skimmed and we found it. The answer to this question is found in the statement, Williamsburg was named Middle Plantation because of its location in the middle of the peninsula. So this is your answer, right, Dr. Khulud? Answer B is correct? This is what you said, right?
That's correct.
Because it's the closest in meaning to the statement. Answer A is incorrect because it is false. The area was named Middle Plantation in the beginning, and the name Williamsburg is more recent. Yes, that means that one is older. That's why. Okay, I'm sorry about this one. This is why. More recent means that Williamsburg is more recent, okay? And this name is older, not recent. We don't say recent, we say older. That's why. Okay. Answer C is incorrect because the passage says that nothing about naming the area after the colonist home in England. They don't say this at all. Answer D is incorrect because the passage says nothing about any other plantations in the area. So back to this. So the passage states that the name Middle Plantation is a more recent. No, not recent. We have to put what here? Older name. So this is rejected. Derived from the location. Yes, you are correct. I'm sorry, Dr. Khulud. I wasn't focused on the word, recent. I thought it was older. Okay. So yes, your answer is correct. I just wanted to see which one was more correct if, like they were, like kind of correct. All right. Yeah. So yes, your answer is 100% correct. Thank you for your answer. Another time, let's take a look at C refers to the middle part of England, like this Middle Plantation. Does it refer to the middle part of England? No, they don't say anything about that. Okay, that was home to the colonists, because England, guys, England was the home of the colonists. The colonists are the people that came from England to the New World, to America. Why? To take over the land. اللي هم إيش المستعمرين. The people that left England for the New World. Before it was called America. It wasn't called America. It was called the New World when they discovered it and afterwards, all right? So they were called colonists for a very long time. Now, when America gained its independence, لما أمريكا حصلت على الاستقلال, they were no longer called colonists. They were residents of the New World, and the New World was no longer called the New World. It was called America. And America was given that name. Who knows why it was given the name America? Who knows? Let me see if you have general information about America. Who knows? America was named America after an explorer that came after Columbus. Okay, why didn't we name America Columbus, for example? Because, let me say, scholars thought that Columbus did not do enough work to deserve being given the name, okay? Or to give him the name, like a name, like that is, of a continent, let me say, all right? Now, this explorer whose name is Amerigo, his name is not America, Amerigo Vespucci, okay? He did a lot of exploring in America, and he wrote a lot of, documents about the New World, all right? That was very useful to so many people who came to live in that, New World. And so that's why he was given credit, okay, for the work that he did in, the New World, all right? Because he helped so many people, let me say, establish themselves there because of, the writing that he did, okay? Anyway, back to the third question, which has this, let's take a look at the last point, D. So the passage states that the name Middle Plantation was given to the new colony. Was it given to the new colony, Middle Plantation, because it was located in the middle of several plantations? No, of course not. It was because it was located between two rivers and not plantations, right? Okay, let's take a look at, thank you so much, Dr. Khulud, you did an amazing job. Thank you so much. Let's take a look at the, what is this called? What do we call it? The chart. Okay, how to identify the question. Now you know that the questions here are detailed ones that are in order though. According to the passage, it might begin like this, the question. According to the passage, they tell you that the answer is in the passage, that's why. So this style of beginning the question tells you the answer is in the passage. It is stated, يعني مذكور. Stated means مذكور. So it means go back to the passage and check there. The passage indicates, يعني الفقرة تشير. Again, that's a kind of stated question or answer. The author mentions الكاتب يذكر. See, these are, this is how the question begins when they want specific information. لبنهم معلومة مش استنتاجية دقيقة وموجودة في النص. This is how the question begins. Which of the following is true? أي من التالية صحيحة? And of course, according to the what passage? Where to find the answer? وين ممكن ألاقي الجواب على أسئلة بدايتها زي هيك? Simply, the answer to these questions are found in order in the passage. بتلاقيها بترتيب معين في النص. How to answer the question? طب كيف نجاوب على هذا السؤال? Simply زي ما عملنا إحنا. Choose a keyword in the question. دور على كلمة مفتاحية مبينة رئيسية يعني in the question. Skim in the appropriate part. تعمل skimming اللي هي guys القراءة السريعة. خلنا نحكي هيك تدور على الكلمة اللي بدك إياها. Alright. سريعة. Alright. في المكان المناسب طبعا بالنص، مش بكل النص، لأنه وين والله هاي الكلمة شفناها. you know we go back to that for the key word or idea. بندور على الكلمة المفتاحية أو العبارة you know الفكرة المفتاحية. read the sentence، بنقرأ الجملة زي ما عملنا that contains the key word or idea carefully. Then what do we do? Look for the answer. بنبحث على الجواب، وهذا الجواب ماله that restates an idea in the passage. اللي هو تقريبا شو بيعمل restatement، يعني بيعيد الفكرة بس إيش طريقة تانية بكلمات أخرى. Finally 5، وآخر شيء 5، eliminate the definitely wrong answers. والإجابات اللي برأينا فعلا خطأ شوي شوي بنبلش نحذفها you know عشان الخيارات إلا علينا ونقدر نجاوب you know the question so that we can answer the question. Choose the best answer from the remaining choices. Okay, so we are done with this kind of skill. We want to move on to the next skill, guys. You know, we have to move faster. I'm sorry that we can't do a lot, you know, but the goal يعني هدفي أنا is to familiarize you، إني أعرفكم ما يصير عليكم غريب هاي النمط من الأسئلة مهما كان النص. Okay, that's our goal, because in TOEFL what are we doing? We're learning skills because we don't know what the passage could be. But I'm gonna tell you something. For the sake of the exam, لغاية الامتحان, don't worry, I'm going to bring the questions from, you know, the book, but from the questions that we did not discuss. Okay, من الأسئلة اللي شو we did not discuss، ما ناقشناها. So يعني انتوا وهمتكم زي ما بقولوا. All right. So this is just to get you to study the book itself. Okay. Skill 4, find unstated details. هلا بدنا ندور على تفاصيل أو مطلوبات. Okay. مالها unstated يعني غير مذكورة. What does that mean really? Let's read and see what that means exactly. All right. Let's see what that means. So you will sometimes find asked in the reading comprehension section أحيانا راح نلاقي أسئلة تسأل في كتاب التوفل about what? About an answer that is not stated. تحول إجابة بصراحة مش مذكورة بشكل you know واضح. Okay, or not mentioned، غير مذكورة، not true in the passage، أو الباسج النص ما بيجيب سيرتها أو مش حقيقية. alright، أو مش صحيحة يعني هيك true. This type of question، هذا النمط من الأسئلة really means that 3 of the answers are stated, mentioned or true in the passage. ويعني ذلك طبعا 3 من الإجابات you know ما لهم stated مذكورة mentioned or true. يعني هذا السؤال بيسألك إيش من التالي ما ورد في النص، فأنت بدك تعرف حالك بالنص منيح عشان تعرف إيش اللي انذكر من اللي ما انذكر. Okay, that's what we mean by unstated. Okay, يعني بيسألك عن شيء ما انذكر بالنص. Okay, لم يذكر النص. That's what it means. Okay, while one answer is not. See, this is what we mean by that. Your actual job is to find the 3 correct answers. لما تلاقي 3 إجابات معناته you know الرابعة هي اللي ما وردت. Okay, and then choose the letter of the remaining answer, of the one remaining answer. You should know that there are 2 kinds of answers to this type of question. There are 3 true answers and 1 answer that is not discussed in the passage. مرات بكون 3 من الإجابات تم نقاشها في النص وواحدة ما نجاب سيرتها أو ما إنه تم نقاشها. وأحيانا there are 3 true answers، 3 إجابات بتكون صحيحة وواحدة ما لها false يعني خطأ. Okay, according to the passage، يا إما لم تذكر أو خطأ. يعني عم بقول لك النص ابحث عن اللي ما انذكر أو اختار اللي ما انذكر من الخيارات أو اختار الخطأ. Okay, اللي مش متماشي مع النص. Alright, yeah. So let's see. خلينا ناخذ لنا you know an example. Let's take an example, and based on that, this you know these kinds of questions will be clearer to us. Look at this, the passage. هذا النص. In English, there are many different kinds of expressions. في كتير عبارات في اللغة الإنجليزية مالها that people use to give a name. الناس بيستخدموا هاي العبارة لإعطاء اسم معين to anything whose name is unknown or momentarily forgotten. فبالإنجليزي بنستخدم إحنا كلمة للأشياء اللي بروح عن بالنا اسمها. أوكي، ننسى اسمها أو بروح عن بالنا اسمها. alright. إحنا بالعربي شو بنحكي عن هاي الشغلة؟ هلا حكيتها شغلة. شغلة.
هذا الإشي
الإشي الشغلة right. يعني يا راح عن بالنا الاسم، مش عارفين الاسم المناسب اللي بدنا نعطيه. All right, yes. In English, there's the word thing. Thing, right? الشيء كمان نحكي thing. This thing. هذا الشيء. Good job.
زي
أول
المصاور.
شغلة. Yeah. You know, بالكرك أنا سمعت كلمة البية. عمركم سمعتوها في الكرك this word؟ البية. أعطيني البية. بية means الشغلة. Whatever. In English, we say whatever. Can I have this whatever, you know, something like that. And whatever means the thing, you know, really. Let's see, well, you know, the words that are used. The word gadget, كلمة gadget is one such word. هاي أحد الكلمات اللي تستخدم بالإنجليزي. So إذا أنت ضلك تستخدم this thing, غير قول gadget, okay? Or غيري. It was first used by British sailors. أول ما نستخدمها هاي الكلمة البحار البريطاني, you know, in the 1850s, and probably came from the French word gâchette. طبعا أنا ما عندي دراية بالفرنسي عفوا، فإذا لفظت غلط you have to forgive me, okay? فشكله إجت هاي الكلمة من الكلمة الفرنسية gâchette maybe, يعني if that's the correct pronunciation, which was a small hook. ومعناها هاي gâchette, a small hook يعني علاقة صغيرة, right? In everyday use, the word has a more general meaning. هلا بيومياتنا, you know, هاي الكلمة لها استخدام عام, all right? يعني زي thing. Other words are also used to give a name to something unnamed or unknown. Okay, في كلمات أخرى طبعاً لنفس الغاية, okay, لنفس الاستخدام. And these words tend to be somewhat imaginative. That's how they're described. Some of the more commonly used expressions are, طلعوا شو expressions, عبارات حتى مش كلمة. What do you call it? What do you call it? يعني إيش هذا اللي بتسموه? What's is? A thingamabob, a thingamajig, a doodad, or a doohickey. Can you imagine? These are different words to instead of thing, okay? The questions: which of the following is not true about the word gadget? أي من الجمل التالية is not true. مش صحيحة حول كلمة gadget. خلينا نشوف. Number 1. It is used to name something when the name is not known. Yes, Dr. Hiba, tell me.
Yeah, okay. Number it's used to name something when the name is not known. It's true, this sentence. It was used at the beginning of the 19th century. It's wrong because 1950.
يعني mid 19th century, المنتصف وليس البداية. 50 مبينة منتصف, guys. So yeah, I agree with you.
It's most likely come from a word in the French
language. Correct, hey,
Okay.
correct.
Correct, yeah.
يعني it came from the word gadget with cachette, whatever it's called, yeah. And the last sentence.
Its first known use was by British sailors.
Yes, see, by British sailors, yes, it was first used. So, guys, we want to find what? Which one is not true? أي من التالي غير صحيحة. This is the best answer. It was used at the beginning of the 19th century. لأنه it's not at the beginning. It's the 1950s. ولما يكون خلص واضح 1950s is the mid, not the. And this is the only answer which is wrong. وإذا فتشنا, guys, this is the only one which is wrong. الوحيدة اللي فيها خطأ. Number 2, thank you so much. Dr. Ghaith.
Question 2. What of the following is not mentioned in the passage as an expression of something that is not known? D. What is it?
Yeah, it's not mentioned. Look, what's is, but not what is it. So this is the one. So the other ones, if you take a look, yeah, this is an easy question, right? You know, they're all mentioned, okay? So I'm not going to read the discussion. All I want to do, because we made the discussion by ourselves, all right? So you can just go over it by yourself. We want to take a look at the table. Let's look at the chart or the table, and let's just quickly go over the information, because this information is not going to help you in this passage only, but it's going to help you in all the passages that you're going to read, whether the ones that are, you know, in this section or other sections. How to identify the question. So every time you take a text or you read some kind of a, an article, you're going to be asked this question: which of the following sentences is not mentioned? Okay, look, which of the following is not mentioned, which is not stated? It could be like this. And then you have to read the sentences so you can decide which of the following is not discussed sometimes. Or look, all of the following sentences are true except for معناها ما عدا. All right? This is how you know this kind of question and what it's looking for. Where to find the answer? وين طبعا نلاقي الجواب صراحة? This is going to be a task that you have to do, really. The answers to these questions are found in order in the passage. يعني all of them are mentioned, but in order in the passage. What do we do to answer this question? Choose a keyword in the question. ندور على كلمة مفتاحية as usual. Scan. نعمل قراءة سريعة in the appropriate place in the passage for the keyword or related idea. Read the sentence that contains the keyword or idea carefully. Look for answers. نقرأ الكلمة المفتاحية. بعدين look for answers that are definitely true. بندور على الصح. And then we eliminate those answers. بعدين بنحطهم على جنب، يعني إنه هذول ملا منهم لأنه صح. احنا بندور على الغلط هون. Choose the answer that is not true or not discussed in the passage. ومننا نختار الجملة الغير صحيحة أو إيش ما بتتماشى مع المطلوب. All right? لأنها مش مذكورة كمان. All right? So it could be this or that, either wrong or not mentioned. Okay? Guys, today we want to stop here. Okay? And if you have any questions